Hello everybody, apologies for that slight delay. I don't know what's happening today, but it seems to be working now, so let's hope so. If you've booked a slot, then please come along in. We're going to be having a writing class today. Today's topic for our writing is something interesting from my country. So hopefully we're going to get some students from different places who can come and share something from their country. You can choose anything you want, but the more specific it is to your own country, the more interesting it will be for the rest of us. So if you can write about some specific food, maybe a tradition, your culture, your language, maybe special holidays that you have, I'm going to give you a bit of inspiration from my country, the UK, to get you going. And then we're going to be spending most of the lesson writing, and the end part of the lesson we'll be using to correct each other's work. So if you would like to come on in and join us to practice some writing, you're very, very welcome. It's a nice, easy, free topic today, so you can stretch yourself as much as or as little as you like. Just so that you've got some extra resources, check out the chat box where you'll find links to my Facebook page and my Verbling teacher page. If you want more information about any of the classes, private tutoring sessions, how Verbling works, more info about me as a teacher, or if you want to get in touch, then those two pages should be very helpful to you. As I said before, I think we do have some slots free in this class, so come along in and join us if you want to practice your writing. I'm going to upload the file and we're going to say hi to Ramon. Hello. Can you hear me, Ramon?
Hello.
Excellent. Welcome back. My last class obviously worked, and just like Yuki, you weren't able to say no to my request to join me in my writing class. How are you? No, you've disappeared. All right. I'm going to say hello to Jose. Jose, are you? Wonderful. I can hear you. This is great. You've got your microphone working by the sounds of things. Jose, do you have a lot of background noise? Are you able to try and speak closer to the microphone for me, please? Okay, Jose, I'm just going to mute you for now because I'm not sure. I can't understand what you're saying, and I'm not sure if what's going on with you. So just if you can see whether your mic works. To be honest, you can probably just about manage this class without a mic because it's all about writing. For those of you who are waiting to say hi to me, do check out the Google Drive. You can access today's document. There's nothing on there at the moment because you guys are going to put the stuff on there. I'll just say a quick welcome back to Alejandro. Hello.
Hello, teacher.
Nice to see you again, Alejandro. I'm looking forward to reading some of your writing today.
Okay.
And Sylvia, hello.
Hello. Well, actually, I'm not Sylvia. I'm Roberto. I mean,
You're
her email.
Roberto? Did you say Roberto? Okay, very nice. So Sylvia is just your email kind of name, right?
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, welcome, Roberto. Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Lima, Peru.
Excellent. All right. So I'm hoping that we're going to have lots of different nationalities, because our topic for today is something from my country. So far we've got Alejandro, who is from Spain, and we've got Roberto, who's from Peru. I'm going to say hi to Ramon is coming in and out. He's hoping to get his connection sorted out. Mikel, how are you? Welcome back.
Welcome.
Mikel, you're from Spain, aren't you?
Yes, exactly.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to
Valencia.
Okay, so you can choose your city. Maybe you want to do something really particular from your city. Yuki, welcome back.
Yes, I'm here because I couldn't say no.
I'll remember that for future classes. All right, guys. Yuki's from Japan, but Yuki, you might want to do Japan or Russia or whatever, wherever you feel more comfortable. So, guys, please access the document from the Google link or from the Google Drive. Basically, I'm just going to do a quick screen share because I would like you to think about your country today and try and write something interesting about it. So there might be something that not many people know about your country. There might be something very specific to you and your particular country. Something that you remember from when you were little, or something that you feel is really, really typical of your country that you don't actually find in many other places. So you can really write about whatever you like, and I think it's going to be interesting to share our opinions. I encourage you to use your best vocabulary, your best grammar, really try and stretch yourself. Well, basically, when we correct that way, you'll really make the most of this lesson. So it's up to you. There's no limit to the words that you have to do. There's no restrictions with how much I would like you to write. Sometimes it takes a longer to think. If you want to spend some time thinking and using some great vocab, then feel free. If you need some inspiration, just look up your country on the internet and see what you get. Sometimes it can give you a few ideas. So have a look at my country. If you type in UK, you see a lot of stuff. Some of it's very typical, some of it's what you immediately think of, and some of it might spark some memories or whatever for you. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to write the instructions into both the chat boxes in case you're not sure what to do. You simply need to access the Google document, which is hopefully you guys have done by now. Let me just check that you've all got into that okay. Can everyone get into the document all right?
Yes,
I think that the
see.
document is not working.
It's not working or it is working?
I think it's working.
Cool. That's really great. I'll change my screen share over. I've got multiple windows going. Sorry, guys. Just so that you can see exactly what to do. So take a look at this. All you need to do is to type your name somewhere down here. Whoops, perhaps under the title. If it was me, I'm going to write Amy. I'm going to write United Kingdom with my terrible spelling. And then I'm going to maybe the Norfolk Broads. Okay, and then I'm going to write all about them. Blah, 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 blah. Best written. You guys have we have here. I'd say we've got about 20 minutes. So use those 20 minutes in the best way you can, and I will see you soon. If everybody could please mute their microphones, then we can all concentrate. And if you have any questions, just let me know. All right, guys, off you go.
Sorry, Amy. I'm on the right track. Maybe only I write to the text, no?
No, this is absolutely right, Yuki.
Yes,
Go
yes,
ahead.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
looks great. Sometimes other students write their work somewhere else and then just paste it in at the end. If that's easier, you are
I
welcome to
see.
do that.
I see.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, guys, you've got just over 5 minutes. So what you need to think about doing is sort of writing another couple of sentences and then checking nice and carefully. Okay, just a couple more minutes, everybody. Okay, guys, I'll do it sort of first come, first serve. So if you are finished, can you just tell me now or let me know in the chat box? If you want another sort of 30 seconds just to double check everything, that's fine. And then just let me know when you're done. Okay, Yuki, I'm going to do you first. So,
Yes.
what I would love you to do, Yuki, is to read, please. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger so that we can see it. We'll go for 18. Perfect.
Thank you. Japan and Russia. Every country has its own unique customs. Sometimes it looks curious for the people who try to visit this country first time and get to live there. For example, for foreigners, or in other words, aliens. For example, in Russia, people are used to say, "Будь здоров," be healthy. It means bless you. When someone next to them suddenly sneezes, that kind of life custom, I think, get into their life custom deeply, and it became absolute condition for maintain good relationship among people and society. The person who sneezed and received this kind of greeting should say thank you by no means. Now I got accustomed to such a particular for me custom, but it seemed very strange to do that for me first time when I came here. For Japanese, sneezing is kind of embarrassing things, and usually they want to leave them alone. So I think it is quite challenging for many Japanese.
Thank you, Yuki. That's a really interesting thing to talk about. Sneezing, but it's so true, isn't it? Those funny little things that you notice about different places. Okay, let's have a look at your English. Every country has its own unique names. Great. Sometimes it looks curious for the people who try to visit this country. We need to put here for the first time.
Oh.
And get to live there. If you say to get to do something, usually it's a bit sort of colloquial, and it actually means that you have the opportunity, you're lucky enough to do something. So if I say to you, Yuki, I got to visit the Queen, what I mean is that, I was really lucky and I went to see the Queen. So I don't think that's what you mean in this context, is it? I think you just get rid of that and put live there. Or maybe you can put something like perhaps, because you don't know whether they're going to live there or not. It's sort of up to you, really.
That's good.
Example, for foreigners, or in other words, with an S. In other words, example, in Russia, people are used to saying, or... So if you say, yeah, are used to saying means that they're accustomed to saying, or they usually say, okay?
Just the people say, maybe.
You can say people say, yeah, exactly. But this is quite nice, because if they, what you mean really is that it's a normal thing for people if they're used to doing it.
Yes.
And I think it's perfect in this context because it's a normal thing in Russia, but it's not in Japan, right?
Yes.
So I think this is nice. You should leave it like this. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but I'm sure it's correct. In the brackets, we don't need a capital. Be healthy. So this Russian translates to be healthy?
Yes, it direct direct translation, it means to be healthy,
Mhm.
but it means bless you.
Yeah, okay. So what we would say, I would add in here, literally. Literally, be healthy. And then because you're putting like a sort of more natural translation, I'd put or. We don't need a capital. Bless you.
That's
Okay?
Okay.
Oh, and then we don't need a full stop because we're carrying on, sorry. Or bless you when someone next to them suddenly sneezes. Cool. That kind of life custom, I think, gets into the life custom deeply. Gets into, because you've got already life custom. So I'd say that kind of life custom, I think, gets into is okay. I think a better word here would be penetrates. Maybe.
Yes.
And here you could put anything. You could put them. Maybe their code. Maybe something like their psyche. What you want to say, up to you, okay? Anything like that, deeply. And we need to stay with the present tense because you're talking about more what you think penetrates them, and it becomes an absolute condition for maintaining a good relationship among people and society. The person who sneezed, let's stick with the present tense, Yuki, because what you're really doing is giving us like a hypothetical situation, right? And it's something that happens all the time. So if it's better to use the present, the person who sneezes and receives this kind of greeting should say thank you. By no means.
Absolutely, it means.
By no means is the opposite to that, Yuki. By no means that you don't have to do it, okay?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. So get rid of that. Should definitely say.
Necessary.
Something like that.
Definitely.
Or needs to say, or something like that, okay? Must say. Must say. Put a comma before you start opening speech marks. Thank you. Now I am accustomed to such a particular. You need a noun. You've got custom. A particular for me custom. When you say particular, what kind of idea are you trying to get across? Do you mean unusual or specific?
I'm sorry, particular. Curious.
Okay. I think maybe
peculiar. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wanted to write peculiar.
All right. Now I am accustomed to what was such a peculiar custom for me. Because you need to emphasize the fact that you are now, right, you've got accustomed to it, but before it was a really peculiar custom, okay? And it seemed very strange to do that for the you don't need me, for the first time when I came. You need to say either the Japanese or Japanese people. The Japanese, sneezing is a kind of embarrassing thing, and usually they want to be left alone. Left alone. Or you can say they want people to leave them alone, okay? But if you put it in here, the passive, it is easier to explain. So I think it's quite challenging for many Japanese. Yuki, that was really great. You tried out some excellent grammar and stuff.
Very poor.
Not at all, not at all. You had some very tricky structures. So just check them over, okay? And if you have any questions about them, let me know before the end of class.
Okay.
A very interesting topic, sneezing. All right, who would like to go next? Guys? Ramon, how about you? Are you there? You there, Ramon?
Yes, yes, I am.
Excellent. Sorry, it's just I couldn't hear you. Would you like to read yours for us, please?
Yes, yes. Well, as a continental-sized country, Brazil has many different contrasts between regions. First of all, our accent is really different if you are in the south or in the north. Our nature is really famous and beautiful, especially our coast and beach. If you don't like to go to the beach, maybe you want to know some waterfalls or even big cities like São Paulo, which has more than 12 million people on nearby area. Other point I love is Brazilian food, which used to be famous around the world. While talking about food, I can point out pork and beans, feijoada, in Brazilian Portuguese, cheese balls, pão de queijo, and the other varieties of candies and liquors. Despite of some social problems, people here used to smile and help every time they have opportunity. We like sports, especially soccer, but we don't want to remember our World Cup. We lost to Germany by 7-1.
Well done, Ramon. That's a really lovely little description of Brazil. I like the way that you chose some specific things to talk about. Let's have a look at it. So, well, as a continental-sized country, Brazil has many different contrasts between regions. Yeah, I can imagine. First of all, our accent is really different if you're in the south or in the north. Our accent is really different depending on if you're in the south or in the north. Or you can say our accent is really different in the north and the south. But if you put the if, you really need something else like depending on, okay? Our nature is really famous and beautiful, especially our coasts and beaches. If you don't like to go to the beaches, maybe you want to know some waterfalls, maybe you want to see. In English, we don't use the verb know to talk about places. So we need to choose another verb. It could be see or visit or go, but not the word know, only for people. So maybe you want to see some waterfalls or even big cities like São Paulo, which has more than 12 million people. Here,
Oh, yes.
I would put this in the area, just because that's the perfect little phrase to go in there. So you're talking about the city, but also the area nearby, right? The surrounding area. Another point I love is Brazilian food, which is, if you say which used to be, it means that it was in the past, but I think it still is famous around the world, don't you? So maybe we should put is. What do you think, Ramon? All right. Which is
Yes,
famous
yes.
around the
I
world.
try to explain it's famous at this moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll stick with the present tense, otherwise it sounds like it was only famous in the past. So while talking about food, I can point out pork and beans, feijoada, cheese balls, that, and our varieties of candies and liquors. You're making me hungry. We don't need of, we just have, despite some social problems, people here used to is the same problem, so that makes it into the past. But what you could say is usually, or maybe always, or simply leave that out. So you can just say people here smile, or usually smile, or always smile, and help every time they have the opportunity. Or maybe an opportunity if you prefer. We like sports, especially soccer, but we don't want to remember our World Cup. We lost to Germany by 7. We put this symbol here, a hyphen, to talk about scores for games. All right, Ramon?
Okay.
So not times, because 7, that is like a multiplication, right? You'd have to put this. So
Every
we
time
usually
every time I'm going to say something about relate to points, I used to use this symbol.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So you can say that's 1-1, or maybe 1-0, or 2-4, whatever you want. Yeah. You'll see that on TV as well if you watch.
Okay, but if I was reading, should I read 7-1? Is it the
Yep.
right way to read
7-1.
7-1?
You can put the word two if you want, but it depends on the
Okay.
context. Usually it's just we lost to Germany 7-1 or 7-1. Yep. All right.
Okay. Mhm.
I've learned lots about Brazil from that. Thanks, Ramon. And really good writing. Very few mistakes there. Some of them were just little suggestions from me. So great work. Well done.
Thank you.
Okie dokie. Who do we have next? Mikkel. Are you ready?
Okay. Without a doubt, the most important highlight in my country, in a particular the city where I live, is the weather. These circumstances make the people living away from home. In my opinion, I think all countries have your own charming. I like a lot Italy, probably because it's the most similar to my country. Culture, way of thinking, food, etc.
Wait, that's great. Okay, so what we've got here is a little bit about Spain. And you think the weather's the most important thing about Spain?
In my opinion, have a lot of things, but I explain in this case the way the people think, the no particular things,
Mm-hmm.
the way people live more in the streets. I think in
Mm-hmm.
other countries the people have a different culture. I think the weather have a lot of importance in this case because for example, I think in England the people live more at home because
Yeah.
the weather is different. I think in this case.
I think, Mikkel, you are absolutely right. It's very different. When I was in Spain, I felt, yeah, you can get out more, you can enjoy the outside more, and in the UK, you can sometimes enjoy the outside. Depending, but most people make a lot of their house because they spend so much time there. All right, Mikkel, let's have a look at it. Without a doubt, I love that little phrase. The most important highlight. We only have one if it's the most important, so it's singular, okay? In my country, and in particular the city where I live, is the weather. In Valencia, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This circumstance make the people living away from home. What do you mean by this? This doesn't make sense, Mikkel.
I can explain the people live more in the not at home, it's away at home.
Outside you mean? Outside.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, away from home means that you're somehow in another country or in another city. So what you need to say is outdoors, maybe? Outdoors or outside. You don't need to say home either. Choose one of those two. So this circumstance means, not makes, but means that, because means that is sort of giving you a result, right? Means that people live or perhaps spend more indoors or outside. In my opinion, I think that all countries have their, because your is only used for you. Their is used for they. Their own. Charm. Charming is an adjective, so you need a noun, and that's charm. A nice choice. I like Italy a lot. We always say the thing that you like here, and then you say how much you like it a lot, okay? Probably because we need another subject. It is the most similar to my country. I would have here with respect. way of life, way of thinking, food, etc. Do you understand all those corrections, Mikkel?
Yes, perfectly.
Excellent. All right, so that was a really nice piece of writing. What I've done really is add in a couple of more English-sounding words. And just remember that this is quite a handy phrase to say. This something means that something is giving a result. And if you want to talk about a particular aspect of something, you can say with respect to blah, blah, blah. It's quite handy as well. All right, so excellent work. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So it seems like some of our students have disappeared halfway through the class. So we've got a little bit of time left. Let's talk about our countries for a little bit more since we finished writing. So we've got Yuki, who's spent a lot of time in Russia, but is actually from Japan. And then we've got Ramon from Brazil and Mikkel from Spain. So we're all from different places. So Yuki, apart from sneezing, can you remember anything else that you thought was strange when you first went to Russia?
Besides sneezing?
Yeah.
Yeah? Or
Besides sneezing.
Also, I recognize the big difference of our custom when I saw the how Russian people are saying when they see the people who is eating something.
Okay, can you explain?
They say приятного аппетита, good appetite.
Mm-hmm.
They give this message to the people who is dieting, who is eating.
Yeah, who are dining, not dieting. If you're dieting, you're probably not eating, right?
Who are dining.
Dining, yes.
Dining. And these people should answer with thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But in Japan, before we eat, we ourselves say for ourselves, now I'll eat it. It means literally I eat it. いただきます。But or thank you for the food. Yeah. So I feel the big difference.
Wow. So in Japan, it's almost as if, is it sort of like, do you know what grace is, to say grace?
Yes.
Is it something similar to that?
It's something similar to grace. Yes. It is recent to do this in Russia, in Japan, but there are big difference.
That's really strange, Yuki. So in Japan, does everybody say that? Is it just like
everybody said that before eating? We definitely we have to say いただきます. Now we'll eat. It means thank you for the food. And after the eating, I ate it. So it means thank you for the food. So
wow.
now I eat it before the dinner. After the dinner, I ate it. So it was necessary a process of eating in Japan, but in Russia, they suddenly get to eat, but only if they see someone who is eating, they give a message. saying good
Enjoy
to
your
eat.
meal.
Enjoy your meat. Yes,
Yeah,
enjoy your meal.
That's so funny, Yuki. I never knew that before. Let's see what Mikkel says.
How
Mikkel, do
about
you?
sorry, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I was going to ask the same question to Mikkel. Mikkel, do you say any kind of special thing before you eat or?
Sorry, Amy, I don't understand. What is the question?
We're talking about saying something before you eat. Like in English, we usually call it saying grace, but it's usually only if you're religious. So you might say like, "Thank you, God, for this food," and the hands that made it, or something. Do you
Yes.
say anything like that in Spain, traditionally?
Yes, in Spain we tell buen provecho.
Ah, yeah. And
But
your
I don't
own,
know
do you
the
say that to
traduction.
yourself?
But I don't know the traduction in English.
Something like enjoy. It's
Yes,
something like enjoy your meal, Mikkel.
yes, it's similar.
Mhm. But do you say that to other people, Mikkel, or do you say it to yourself?
Sorry, what is the question?
When you say that buen provecho, do you say it
No,
to other people, like guests, or do you just say it to yourself, like Mikkel, buen
no,
provecho?
no. You tell another person.
Okay, so like the same as Russia, really.
Yes, I think it's similar. I explain in Yuki.
Okay, last but not least, Ramon, what happens in Brazil? Do you say anything like that? Are you there, Ramon? No, it sounds like he's gone. Maybe he got hungry.
Everyone, we have many
Oh,
cities with many.
go ahead, Ramon. I didn't hear you. Can you repeat that? No? That's a shame. Alright, perhaps you're having microphone problems. I can't hear anything from you, so maybe go and type it in the chat box for us to read after the class, but I'll let you all go in case you want to attend another class or perhaps go to bed. Thanks all for joining me. Some great writing. Don't forget to have a look over those corrections a bit later. Take care, guys. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Bye
Have a good day.
Thank
Enjoy your
you.
meat.
Thanks.
bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.